Well, it seems like Trunks the Warrior of Hope was not the last piece of content that was going to be available for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. You know, it was very bittersweet. I enjoyed the DLC, but knowing that that was most likely the end for this game, I was kind of sad. But I enjoyed it, as I said, but the game is not over yet. And I really hope that they continue this trend. So in honor of this game getting ported over to the Switch, we got some new content that is absolutely 100% free. And I was ecstatic when I read this news. I read it a little bit late because I actually only found out about it yesterday when reading up on the Switch. I was like, you know, I'm not going to buy on the Switch because I already own it on the Xbox One. But how is it? Well, it turns out that now we get to actually play as Vegito and Gotenks, and this is just fucking awesome. And we got two new side missions that lead into these two fusion techniques. So we got the first one, and it is where we're helping out Goten, trying to match the power of Trunks, and Goku and Vegeta actually end up teaming up in a tag team battle against Gotenks. And this, I mean, you know, this is awesome, but because I'm already at level 300, it was a really easy piece of cake for me. And that's a little disappointing. People talked about this with the first two pieces of DLC, that there wasn't proper scaling and that it was kind of easy and you could just pretty much destroy everybody. Even Golden Frieza was like a joke because you could just kind of run right through them, and because you're so powered up from the main game. And by the way, you need to be in post-game, you need to have completed the Majin Buu saga in order to even get to access this. So that's fun, and I really kind of got a little tug of my heartstrings because you see Goku and Vegeta spending a day out with Goten and Trunks, and this is really sweet. I mean, they do still images for the most part, but you know, they said like they never really had a normal day out with their fathers. And, you know, because Goku's always busy defending the world and all other sorts of stuff happened in between that kind of prevented him from having a normal relationship with his sons. And the same goes more so for Vegeta. And to see this, and you know, and they don't want to fly, they say they rather walk around with their dads. I mean, this was really just sweet and I really enjoyed it. So after completing this side mission, you get to access Gotenks, and the way you do this is go into your super attacks menu and you switch out one of the attacks. Only one of them have to do this, by the way, and instead of having a normal attack, you get to use Fuse. And you might say, oh, well, why would I want to give up an attack for this? Well, because you use Fuse and you get access to all four of the supers that Gotenks has. Yes, you transform into Gotenks and you will immediately switch to him, and you could switch back to the other character that you have in your party. You have to have both Trunks and Goten in your party to be able to perform this, of course. And I think this is really cool that we finally get to control Gotenks again, because we only got to do this in the Majin Buu saga for like 2 fights, I think. And you really get to kick some ass, and I really enjoyed this a lot. I'd recommend that if you have DLC number 2, you try this out with the Horde battles. I had a lot of fun doing this because it just gives you some time to try out your attacks and get a feel for Gotenks. So the next side mission that's available is the Elder Kai, and this plays off of when you had Oolong posing as Bulma in a previous side mission to try to fool the Elder Kai. He kind of wanted you to repay him for him giving up his life, even though he came back to life soon after. But Elder Kai wants a kiss from Bulma, and he is not going to take no for an answer. the Elder Kai also asks that the Supreme Kai accompany you so you can go and ask Bulma. And when you meet up with Bulma, you get to talking, and Vegeta's there, and you start talking about fusion, and Goku says, wouldn't it be kind of cool to face off against Vegito? So Bulma says that she could come up with an AI to replicate Vegito, and you do just that, and you fight Vegito, and he's only level 85, so of course I'm at level 300, and so is Vegeta, so we pretty much just plow his ass downtown. So that's a little bit disappointing. I really wish we could have got some scaling here. Kind of a disappointment there, to say the least. But anyway, you get back to your main request about Bulma going to meet with the Supreme Kai. And of course, this pisses off Vegeta, and Bulma ultimately says no, but she's working on a robot clone of herself. But because your fight with Vegito got pretty damn violent, the robot actually ended up getting damaged in the process, and she's able to repair it, but she can't repair the voice chip. But you can voice the robot manually, and the voice will come out of its mouth. So Vegeta gets roped into this, and he's gonna hide behind a rock basically and talk into a microphone. And when you go to meet with the Elder Kai again, I think this is pretty hilarious, but I really wish that it was voiced out. You know, you just get those same one-liners of the characters blurting out some sounds and noises and some actual words, but it's just a way of getting around actual voice acting. You could see when I talk about that in my main Kakarot review. So after this plan falls through, Goku remembers that Bulma gave him a capsule that belongs to her father, Dr. Briefs, and it's a bunch of dirty magazines, wouldn't you know, and this is good enough for the Elder Kai. So you're allowed to hold on to the Patara earrings, and guess what? Now you get to play as Vegito, and for me, I did the same exact thing that I did with Gotenks, and I went to do horde battles over in the DLC 2, and it is fucking awesome. It's really great to hear some voice clips in the Vegito voice, and it's just a whole lot of fun to be able to play as both him and Gotenks and play as these two fused characters. So please, Bandai Namco, I have to beg you, please don't let this be the end of the content for Kakarot. I love this game so much. I like the gameplay. I just like the fighting style and the controls. So please continue on doing this. I really had a nice, fun, 2 hours playing around with all this content here, and I really hope for more. So guys, if you haven't played Kakarot in a while, here's an excuse to break out your copy once again. And guys, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. And thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.